There was no such thing as Remembrance Day in the ancient Greek world. Generally, people commemorated the war dead within the family, and quite often the actions of your ancestors would be very important. And so on a regular basis, for example, during the family evening meal, you would discuss what your ancestors had done, those who had died in battle, or those who had been successful in battle and maybe gone on to a political career. Only very occasionally do we hear of what we understand as monuments that are built to the war dead. The most famous one was the monument built by the Greeks to commemorate the Spartans under Leonidas, who fought unsuccessfully against Xerxes during the Persian invasion. And it contained a very short but a very famous epitaph written by the celebrated poet Simonides. "Stranger, tell the Spartans that here we lie, obedient to their commands." The most famous way, though, to commemorate the war dead was through a funeral speech that would actually take place during the funeral to acknowledge the dead. And usually a very prominent politician would get up to commemorate the dead, but then usually he would digress significantly and explain why did these people fight. The most famous example that we have is under Pericles, the Athenian general, who explained why these Athenians had died in the first naval battle, but then explaining why they fought. That is, they fought to preserve democracy. And so he went on, probably for several hours, explaining why democracy was important to the Greeks. But for the Spartans, the poet Tertius explains best sort of what it was to be a soldier and how to commemorate the war dead. "But whoever, having fallen in the front rank, loses his life, having brought fame to his city and his peoples and his father, driven through many times from the front, through his chest and his nailed shield, and through his breastplate. This one young man and the old lament together, the whole city is troubled with grievous longing. His tomb and his children are conspicuous among men, and his children's children, and his race after him. Never does his excellent fame perish, nor his name, but even though beneath the earth he becomes immortal, whomever, as he achieves excellence and strays in his place, and fights for his land and children, rushing Ares destroys. The Spartans, Tertius suggests, never forgot."